Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 livecast. This time we're playing a TvT and we are on Acropolis. Alright. I'm going to put the first table here so I don't forget to do it later.
Additional supply depots required.
Alright. So Reaper entrance is blocked. Next worker is going to make the CC. Let's kill that guy, kill this guy.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Command center upgrade complete.
Okay. Just need the engineering bay.
Not enough.
And then the factory. Planetary time.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Escada tracking.
Not enough
Starport.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Command center upgrade. Not enough minerals.
Mule blocked me.
Add-on complete. Research complete.
Probably shouldn't have flown that factory into the scan. Now I know it's probably where the rest of my production is. Oops, that's super late.
Additional supply
But we're supply blocked anyways, so 2 reasons we're not getting ravens.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Alright, I think I can start the ravens now. Looks like covert will be done in time for the first set.
Upgrade complete. Research complete.
Both times he scanned, he saw one command center, but he saw it in a different location the second time. I wonder if he knows I floated one out already.
Add-on complete.
Okay.
Not enough minerals.
Okay.
Insufficient Vespine gas. Research. Your forces are under attack. Mineral field completed. Additional supply depots required. Upgrade complete. Mineral field completed.
You don't care enough to be manner and admit that you lost? Agreed. It does seem that way. Did I get one or two command centers? I think just the one, but I got the orbital, which is the the one that gives them vision. Oh, maybe I got two. No. Oh, we got that gas geyser? How the heck did that happen? Select all army hockey. Send the entire army to kill 3 Marines. Now send the entire army back to defend against the Ravens. The Widowmine Creed spread is looking really good here. And these guys are all queued up to basically fill in this whole watchtower area with more Widow Mines. Which gives me basically the entire center of the map. Nice. So against Cyclones, I do lose to this sometimes because I feel like Widow Mines are the answer to Cyclones. And there's two problems with using Widow Mines against Cyclones. One is that if you're already getting hit by Cyclones, I haven't even started my Widow Mine production, or my armory, or my Drilling Claws upgrade. So I'm starting from way middle behind. The other thing is, if he's attacking me, it's going to be hard for me to get my Widow Mines out on the map. So for instance, if he stays here, then my Widow Mines are all contained, and I can't get them all spackled all over the place, which is what I want to do. Force out the scans. And the reason I like Widow Mines versus Cyclones is that they one-shot Cyclones. So the kiting is irrelevant and the value is incredible. So I am adding my factories immediately because I feel like the Widow Mines would be more important than the Ravens. And I'll be sending out the Widow Mines even before I have Drilling Claws because because getting it 1 kill and losing the Widow Mine is perfectly fine. Yeah, he didn't go beyond like 5 Cyclones at most though, I think. And even though he got the upgrade, I thought he'd keep going with it. But he transitioned off of it. The auto turrets can force him away. He'll take some damage that he'll probably never repair, so that could add up. And it can break the lock-on he has on the planetary. Because that damage is pretty insane. I think 3 Cyclones can kill a planetary. So even with a lot of repair, if he has like 7 or 8 Cyclones that locked on, it's going down for sure. That upgrade actually doubles the damage of Cyclones, but only against armored targets. And of course, the ability to kite is very good against a unit like a planetary, which can't even move. So nice thing is though, with high sec auto tracking, the PF will get off 1 hit. So when the Cyclones move in to lock on, it'll get 1 shot off. And again, that's chip damage that will probably never be repaired and could add up to a kill on the Cyclone here and there. We've already doubled him in army size. So the only advantage my opponents typically have is the early army size advantage. That's gone. He actually went into Mass Raven. That's hilarious. I don't know why people do that. It's like, I'm facing Mass Raven. I've never used Ravens before. I think coming from behind, I can beat him at what he's done every game and I've never used before. It's like LeBron James and I are playing tennis. He's up 1 set on me, so I think I'll switch to us playing basketball instead and try to make my comeback there. Not the brightest decision, but I do enjoy it. Although without Seeker Missile, Raven versus Raven is a little more balanced between the inexperienced and myself. Back in the day, I used to be able to kill 40 Ravens for every 1 I would lose, or something ridiculous along those lines. One game in particular, I remember I killed 79 Ravens and I lost 1. The good old days. And the reason for that was Ravens are supposed to be unable to damage other Ravens. You fly in, you put down some auto turrets, you cast your Seeker Missiles, and then you retreat. And then the Seeker Missiles all fizzle. Turn.
Additional supply depots required.
Oh, that's misplaced. I forgot what map I was on. So this I gotta float over here before I start my marine production. I think I'm on Acropolis. I played so many games in a row.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Command center upgrade complete. Not enough.
Okay.
Not enough minerals.
That's it for the Marines. And then it's going to be planetary next. Because I can start on my first missile turret.
Insufficient. Command center upgrade complete. Add-on complete. Insufficient Vespene gas. Research complete. Add-on complete. Additional supplies. Additional supplies required. Not enough minerals.
Well, unfortunate.
Research.
Can't tell if this is one base or not. It's got this pretty far forward. I bet I can at least get the front one. Holy shit, I didn't see that happen.
Command center upgrade complete. Base is not enough minerals.
I think this game's over. Yeah, this game's over. So he secretly got the Cyclone upgrade. I wonder how all in he was. It's really tough to tell, because his tank count was very small. And his army count was actually really small. Which makes you think he's not that all in, but he hit so early. Alright, so barracks. It's a command center before factory. Standard build. How to get stim sniped. Oh, actually, no, he's not building stim there. He's going back. So tanks into Cyclones. I've never seen that before. I've seen Cyclones into mech a million times. Or Cyclones into tanks a million times. Because Cyclones have, their value dissipates as the game goes on. So usually you want to get them early, get your value out of them, and then transition into tanks. Oh, it's so fast. Vikings actually do insane damage to armored too, right? Mechanical, anything mechanical. Structure is considered mechanical? Yes. And then all my SCVs ran the wrong way. Gave away the fact that I had a fourth. And any fighting chance I had of winning this game was over. He had mass missile turrets out on the map, which means I was getting blind countered. Interesting, because I don't even play that much on Europe. I mean, his missile turrets are way too early. Because I don't go offensive with Ravens yet, so he's not like super familiar with what I do. But the only reason you put missile turrets on the map like that is to blind counter me. Anyways, we got a Protoss now, and we are on Karos Junction, so we're going to be going Planetary Fortress Rush, see how it goes.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots required.
And we'll fake the expansion.
Not enough minerals.
There's a scout.
Not enough minerals. Add-on complete. Base command center upgrade complete. Unacceptable landing zone. SCVs are under attack. Base is under attack.
Shield batteries, warp gate. Looks like blink.
Base is under attack. Add-on complete. Research complete.
I mean, it feels like he's going all in.
Add-on complete.
Which is why I'm not expanding. Because I die to blink a lot as a counter.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough energy.
Prism. Oh, leg.
Not enough minerals. Our SCVs are under attack. Our SCVs are under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Our SCVs are under attack. Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
Got him. Yeah, so because I figured I was going against Blink, mainly from the Stalker count, but then I also saw the what the heck is that called? The Blink structure. Twilight Council. I decided not to expand. Because usually I just kind of contain it with the planetary. I keep building Cyclones. As I'm building Cyclones, my mineral bank will start going up. And once it hits 400, throw down the command center. Got 2 more gas geysers, and then that can turn into even more Cyclones, because now I have 4 gas. And gas is the bottleneck. But in this case, I scouted the Twilight Council. And that maybe think he was just going to blink, probably with Prism. The Prism's kind of hard with Cyclones, because it's the hardest target to kill with a Cyclone, but it's the most important target to kill with a Cyclone, because he can cancel all the lock-ons by just popping units into his Warp Prism and then popping them back out. He can also cancel it just by blinking outside of range or outside of vision. But yeah, because of that, I decided to go up to 3 factories and react to one of them. And then instead of extra minerals going into a command center, extra minerals are going to go into a Hellion. And Hellions do usually end up in front of Cyclones. So you do want them soaking up the damage. The Cyclones are the really high damage units and the really expensive units. So it kind of works like a decent buffer. Hellions are terribly weak in terms of hit points. They don't make a strong buffer like roaches do with Roach Hydra, but it's still great that they're taking the damage rather than the Cyclones for the most part. So this means my economy is really not much better than his. I just get the resource loss advantage because he built a Nexus and then lost it at the start of the game. He also became desperate and threw down shield batteries. But the other thing I'm doing now is I'm looking for expansions. And I haven't found that one yet. I scouted earlier and I didn't see one, but now he's just starting to take one again. I know these lock-ons will never finish, but maybe I can get some hull damage at least. If I'm lucky. He's gonna keep poking like this. Now I knew he expanded, so I was getting ready to break out anyways. But the fact that he had 2 Immortals here also made me very suspicious that I think he was going to send his entire army and knock out this PF. So that's why I went on the offense back home and I caught his army retreating back. The DPS of the Cyclone's normal attack is also nothing to scoff at. I mean, it doesn't get this double damage of the mag field, but it's pretty close to the same damage as the lock-on. Obviously, it doesn't have that ridiculous range and the ability to move and shoot at the same time. But still, 18 damage every 0.7 seconds. That's okay. Once I get this Nexus down, my goals come back to trying to keep the PF alive and trying to not die at home. Basically, that means I can go back on the defense. He's got to do something. He's either got to try to kill me, or he's got to try to break out, or he's got to try to expand. So just keep scouting with those SCVs. I decided to bring my army back. As he's cutting into the SCV count, I started moving my army back across the map because I kind of felt, again, he's going to make a run at this. Immortal's on the high ground here. Immortal's sitting over on this side, trying to pick away my SCVs because of the PF's limited range. Not used to having 6 range planetaries. I always get the upgrade, it seems like. Okay, so I got a Stalker, almost got the Immortal. But with Barrier and its shield coming back, it'll be pretty close to as good as new, even with 9 hit points. Now he's feeling a little dead, I think. Realization. He's going to commit to trying to break out, but I'm surprised even with the Observer he tried it. I guess, what are his other options at this point? Ninja base, I think, would be the best option for him. More Prism probe to the low ground. Sends it over here. Recall a bunch of probes over there when the Nexus finishes. And hope that my economy is not ballooning out of control, which it's not. I'm down to 2 patches in my main. I haven't even transferred the workers properly. Transfer 6 more. It would be a long shot, but I think attacking a planetary and an army that's bigger than yours with a planetary assisting at the same time probably gonna work out for me. Anyways, with that, we'll call it the end of this video. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'm out of here. Goodbye.